Shopify is back with yet another massive update to the platform and what's included with their subscriptions. This one is called Shopify Collective. And what I want to do in this video is take you through what it is and, more importantly, its impact or potential impact on dropshipping. And I wanted to cover this because a question just came through in our Discord a couple days ago that said, what are your thoughts on Shopify Collective? How do you think it can negatively impact dropshipping businesses like ours? Or how can we use it to our advantage? So I did answer that in Discord, but I wanted to make a video so I can go more in depth on it, because typically if one person has a question, many more do. And I want to make sure everyone can see my thoughts on this. So what I'll do first is watch this quick 2-minute video with you, share my thoughts on it, and then we'll go through the page on Shopify that explains a little bit more about who this is for and how it works.
A great way to boost sales and drive up average order value is to expand your catalog with new products that encourage customers to buy more. That's where
Now, I'm going to give you a little hint here before we watch more of this, because something that I obviously believe is that when you can have customers spend more, increase your average order value, it's always a win. If you've seen any of my webinars before, or you've been through the Dropship Blueprint, my online program, you know one thing we focus on when we're trying to expand or increase, I should say, our average order value is lead value optimization. And one way that we do that is through cross-selling. So for us, we sell high ticket products, usually $1,000 average order value or more. But then for the more inexpensive products that are related to what we sell, instead of listing them individually and trying to get a sale for $50 or $100, we'll have them as cross-sells or add-ons on our main product pages. Again, what that will do is increase our average order value and basically just get us extra free profit. So 100% agree with what they're saying. And what we'll get to in just a minute in this video is how I believe we can use, as dropshippers, Shopify Collective to basically increase our average order value. But let's go ahead and continue watching.
Where Shopify Collective comes in. It's a new tool that makes all of this easy through partnerships with other brands on Shopify. With Collective, you can discover and curate new products from quality brands in the US and add their products to your store.
I'm just going to mention this quickly too, because this is one thing we'll see on their documentation page. You mentioned, he said, in the US. Right now, this is only for US retailers with US brands. So if you're outside of the US and doing business outside of the US, this wouldn't be something you can use yet. I'm sure it will expand and broaden in the future, but right now this is US specific.
These suppliers ship directly to your customers, so there's no stock to purchase, just margins to gain.
What does that sound like, right? Dropshipping? One thing I noticed is in this video too, they do not mention the term dropshipping at all. And it's funny, it's not related to what I did, but just last week, I posted a video here on YouTube called Stop Dropshipping, basically talking about how we don't use that term and how you shouldn't either when communicating with anyone you're doing business with. And it's funny that this is dropshipping, but they don't use that term once in this video.
Let me show you how Collective makes this possible. Here we are in the app's discovery experience. I can see tons of products that catch my eye, but I want to search for a cleansing brush, as I know customers tend to purchase these items together, and they make a great complement for our best-selling facial creams. Cool, I see facial brushes. Let's take a look at this one. Nice, I can see a description of the product, the price, and more information on the brand. I'm going to request pricing because I want to unlock the margin and check if this brand is happy to partner.
So I'm going to say this really quick, right? I think this is awesome. Again, I love they have this built in, but one thing I just want to warn everybody out of the start from this video is, even though this is a very powerful thing, and we'll talk about some ways that I'm considering using it and you could possibly do the same, be careful, because I am sure that what's going to happen is basically whenever an opportunity like this comes up, not just on Shopify, but on any platform, people try to figure out obviously how they can make money from it. And one thing that will happen here is other retailers, right? Basically other drop shippers are going to list products here. They're going to just increase their prices. They're going to offer poor margins, and they're going to do it because people are going to be out there like us, right? Retailers possibly looking for products here. So be very careful with pricing and what you decide to list and what the margins are if you're going to use this, because I am positive many middlemen will pop up there just thinking, oh wow, everyone can list my stuff now, and they can be basically drop shipping for you who is drop shipping from them. We have drop shipping inception then, and the margins disappear. So just be careful. If you do use this to do research, you make sure you're actually being able to list products at what they're actually selling for and that the margins are where you want them to be. But I do love how they have this set up. Basically, you're submitting an inquiry to sell products to the brands that make products eligible on Shopify Collective.
Okay, now imagine I've just got my pricing from the brand. I'm seeing margin, discounted pricing, and inventory quantities. This all looks really great. So let's go ahead and import this cleansing brush from their store into mine. With Collective, inventory syncs between our stores continuously, so I can only ever sell what's available. The product is now here and it's ready to sell. Once the orders roll in, I can manage everything from my Shopify admin. When suppliers fulfill, tracking numbers get added to the orders and Shopify pays suppliers. As you've seen today,
so again, it's drop shipping and it's pretty much more automated than ever before because inventory is already synced. The orders, when they come through on your store, are automatically sent to the supplier. The supplier obviously ships them. Tracking numbers come in on your store. It's pretty straightforward as drop shipping. And again, it is highly automated. But does that mean it's going to have a negative impact on our business? Does that mean we can use it to our advantage? Let's talk about this in the next 20 seconds when this video ends.
It's so easy to start selling new products. It's a true win-win situation. Retailers boost profits, suppliers grow sales, customers get everything they need in one combined checkout. Collective is free to use for eligible Shopify stores, so go get started.
Okay, cool. So that was the video. Now I'll pull up this page to show you how you can try this out if you want to. But let me just cover a few more thoughts that I guess I just hadn't shared yet. So one thing that I want to point out as far as like how this could negatively impact our business, my first thought before I even watched the video when I just heard what this was thinking, does this mean now that suppliers are going to be out there and basically just be instant approving everyone that wants to sell their products? And that would negatively impact, obviously, dropshippers, because then you have a lot more competition and suppliers are letting anybody sell their stuff, and anybody that sells their stuff might not deliver great customer service, might not have a good buying experience. That might lead to brands that we sell for having bad reputations, thus decreasing our sales and conversion rate and basically just hurting dropshipping as a whole. Now that's not true because what we just saw obviously is you do have to actually request to be able to sell the products you want to sell. You have to get approval. So you still have that approval process. You still need to become an authorized retailer to sell the products you want to sell. So I love seeing that. Now, the other thing that I'll mention quickly is when we are talking about the products that will be available or currently are and in the future through Shopify Collective, the way it works now is they're coming from other Shopify stores, right? So if you're already dropshipping, specifically using the dropship lifestyle business model, if you look at all of your suppliers, let's just say you have, 100 brands you sell for, if you go to all their websites, maybe you'll have, less than 5% that already have Shopify stores. So I don't think we'll have that negative impact there either of a whole bunch more people just going straight to suppliers we sell for, because most of them, their sites are basically information sites. They're not e-commerce sites. We sell for a very, very, very tiny percentage of brands that sell direct to the public. And what you're finding through what they're showing off with Shopify Collective are brands that already sell direct to the public, but will also allow you to sell their products, which again, makes up a tiny sliver of the brands that I sell for and that our 15,000 members at Dropship Lifestyle sell for. So I don't think we'll have a negative impact there either. So I'm not really at this point worried about, again, a negative impact. I don't think we're going to see anything change because, again, it makes up a tiny portion of the companies we sell for, and even the ones that we sell for that are on Shopify would still be going through that same manual approval process to let other people sell their stuff, which is keeping the amount of companies selling for them contained. It's not a free-for-all, which we would never want. That would be a bad thing. That could hurt dropshipping. Okay, next thing that I want to talk about is how could this possibly benefit us, right? How can we use this to our advantage? Well, like I mentioned, one thing that I am big on is what I call lead value optimization. And let's just say we sell a $1,000 product. Let's say this stand-up desk that I'm at right now. If we sell this for $1,000 and we have a 30% net margin after all our expenses, then we make $300 net profit on that order. Okay, great, everything is good. Well, what can we do to increase how much we can actually make from that order? Again, with lead value optimization, one of the things we do is cross-sell products. So maybe that would be to add a desk lamp, right? Maybe that would be to add some kind of sound barrier. Maybe that would be to add a keyboard wrist rest. Maybe that would be to add a microphone stand, right? Whatever it may be. Now, those supplementary, those accessory products I just mentioned, they are inexpensive. They're often inexpensive. We don't want to sell products that are $200 or less directly because it's simply not worth our time. We don't want to list them and run ads to them. So what we'll often do, again, is only list them as cross-sells on product pages. So if someone's buying the stand-up desk, they can see, would you like to add a light? Would you like to add a wrist rest? Whatever it may be, they take what they want, and then maybe in that hypothetical order, instead of making $300 net profit, now we make $350 or $400, simply by offering them extra lower ticket products as accessories on what it is they're buying. Now, the way we typically do that is work with other online brands that are dropship friendly, that will ship products for us. But what this can do is give us a quick way to basically import other products for those cross-sells, and also just give us maybe products we didn't have access to before. Again, this is hypothetical, but let's just say a wrist rest for your keyboard. That was something that I couldn't find a company to dropship for as one of my traditional lead value optimization products. Well, maybe now I can go into Shopify Collective and find a great product with a healthy margin. I can quickly add that on, test it, see how it performs, still being dropshipped, same model, and again, increasing our average order value. So that's where I think this could shine. And that's where I think this could be very helpful and beneficial to what it is we do. Now, a few more things that I want to mention before we wrap this video up. And by the way, I will link to that quick video below this one, and I'll link to this page as well directly on Shopify. Basically just covers what we just went through. But something else I did want to go down to is the frequently asked questions, because I think this is what a lot of people are going to be wondering. So Shopify Collective is for retailers on stores that meet the following criteria. You do have to be, again, based in the US and sell in US dollars. So if that's not you yet, I'm assuming, like with most things, this will eventually broaden out, but right now this is US specific. Also, you do have to be using Shopify payments. So if you're using other third-party payment integrations, then you wouldn't be able to use this. And also, you need to have made at least $50,000 in sales in the last 12 months. So if you meet that criteria, I would say it's definitely worth installing the sales channel and seeing what's there. Again, not for products to drop ship directly, not to have them as your core product, your niche product, but to have them as these cross-sells could be very beneficial. So as far as, how to get started and get set up with it, again, I'll link to this page. If you are a retailer, which you most likely are, if you're watching this, you can just click Get Retailer App, and then you'll be able to see what we just saw in that video. Or if you're watching this and you're a supplier that wants more people to be able to sell your stuff for you, you can click Learn More on the bottom of this page and figure out how to get your products listed there through, of course, having a Shopify store with the products and inventory and all that set up. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you excited about Shopify Collective? You're going to be using it? Do you want to test it out? Let me know by leaving a comment below, and I will talk to you in the next video. See you, everybody.